This week's show is being brought to you by Big Daddy Biker Party Pictures. Over 500 pictures of bikers and their old ladies having fun. Download your copy today for only $5.95. That's Big Daddy's Biker Party Pictures. Ebook download today. $5.95. The link is in your description today. Download it now. Have a blast. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Discussion America with me, Anthony Fiorinelli. Well, this week, President Trump was able to do his State of the Union. And in my opinion, President Trump did a great job delivering that State of the Union. And I'm not the only one that thought so, according to the CBS poll. 76% of the people approved and 24% of the people disapproved. I especially like the fact that he laid out the groundwork for the 2020 elections and stayed on message. I also like the fact that he paid homage to our World War II veterans and the concentration camp survivors. What I didn't like, though, is how the Democrats continue to disrespect him. You know, I tell you something, like, you know, I don't understand, you know, why they hate him so much. I really don't. You know, the man is trying to do something really good for this country. And they continue to just disrespect him. And it's just it's just evident in the faces, especially of the newbies, and especially of one of the newbies. You have Alexandria Ortiz. You know, she just stood so stoic and angry throughout the whole process. She had to get nudged. She had to get nudged just to stand up and clap when a border agent was being praised for him saving 300 women from being raped, brutalized at the border. One of her colleagues had to nudge her to show some emotion, so clap, do something with regard to that. You know, and you know, it's a sad state when you have Nancy Pelosi is sitting at the top over there, you know, just giving everybody the nod or the not nod or whatever, to like controlling. It's almost like an orchestra. She's almost like what do they call those guys? An orchestra leader. You're just, you know, yes, clap, no, don't clap, don't stand, yes, stand. You know, I mean, it's ridiculous. They're like puppets. They're like puppets. And I'm sorry, but a lot of you Democrats, a lot of you Democratic followers are the same way. You just follow every little thing that these people tell you to do. You got to start thinking for yourselves. I mean, it's not right. I mean, like, half of the time they didn't even stand when they were praising the vets. Give me a break. World War II veterans, D-Day vets. Give me a break, man. You know, I mean, come on. You know, I mean, look at what happened with, you know, with the what was the the Nevada senator Jackie Rosen threatened Kristen Sinema because she stood up and clapped for President Trump. I get the video. I'm showing you the video right now. Look at this. Look how she turned to her and she said, "Watch your ass." Because she stood up and clapped for something President Trump said. She's got her own mind. If she believed that what he said was a good thing, she got a right to stand up and clap. Is this some kind of like modern day coup? Is it them against us? Are we not all Americans? What is this crap? You know, it's getting worse and worse. What's going on with the Democrats versus the Republicans? Is them or us? Are we heading for some kind of civil war with these people? What are we doing? You know, I mean, what I did like is I really liked the way he tried to talk and be unifying. You know, especially at the end of his speech. I mean, I understand like when he gives a speech and he's reading off the teleprompter, you know, he's a little stiff and a little, you know, he's not that warm like he is when he's on the road and he's giving one off the, you know, like he shoots from the hip and he's very charismatic and everything. But at the end of the speech, if you get to watch it again, and he starts talking about unifying America, that we all have to come together, whether we're Republican or Democrat, that was from the heart. The man really believes that. The man really wants us to get together and stop fighting. He really wants us as one. You know, you can feel it from him. You can hear it in his voice. You can see it in his mannerisms. You know, we're doing this to ourselves. We're the ones that are separating ourselves. There's no reason for this. And I say this over and over and over again. There isn't anything that can't be solved in the voting booth. Anything. You don't like him, then vote for somebody else. That's it. It's as simple as that. This is the way our forefathers set things up. You don't like him, get somebody to run against him and vote for them. That's it. That's the bottom line. And no matter what branch of government you're talking about, it could be your congressman, it could be your senator, it could be your mayor, your governor, your dog catcher. It doesn't matter. You don't like them, vote them out. What's all this animosity? You guys are fighting with your neighbors. You're fighting with your coworkers, people that you were friends with, people you broke bread with. This has got to stop. There is an effort that separates us. There's somebody's trying to separate us. Remember that saying. United we stand, divided we fall. Somebody's trying to make us fall. And I tell you something, somebody's making a heavy push for socialism in this country. And they're trying to lead us from socialism to maybe communism. Who knows? But I want you to look at the faces of Bernie Sanders. Look at the faces of Ortiz. When Trump just ran out and said that the United States will never be a socialist country. Never be a socialist country. Look at their faces. Look at these pictures. That's right. We'll never be a socialist country. Somebody out there wants us to be. If not, lead us into communism. Somebody's trying real damn hard to make us rip out each other's throats. We can't be doing this. You know? Yeah, I tell you, it's Nancy Pelosi's like walking right into this here. I don't know who's pulling her chain, but and look at Chuck Schumer. He sat there with that smug look on his face when Trump mentioned about how New York voted in one of the worst abortion laws ever, where you can still rip a baby out of the mother's womb as late as she's in the middle of giving birth. She could be in labor. She can be in labor, and that baby can be aborted. And here is Chuck Schumer sitting there with a shit-eating grin on his face, like, yeah, that's right, we did that. Give me a break, man. That shows me that there is no conscience, no heart, no empathy, no nothing. How are these people still in office? How are they still in office? I don't understand. We need a lot of changes in 2020, people. And I am not telling you how to vote, who to vote for. All I'm telling you is do your homework. Don't just go in there and check off Democrat down the line. Don't just check off Republican down the line. I'm sure there are some great Democrats in that mix too. You got to look at who's running, what their game is, what they want for the country, where they see us going. That's what it's about. It's about who's better for the job. You know, you don't hire somebody for your company because, oh, he knows Frankie over there. He might be the worst mechanic in the world. You're going to let the good one go because he knows Frankie? Come on. This can't be. We can't keep doing this. This has been going on way too long. We have to get things straight here. It's all about us as Americans. Americans, think about something. We're Americans first. We're not Democrats first. We're not Republicans first. We're Americans first. Being American gives us the right to be a Democrat. Being American gives us a right to be a Jew, to be a Catholic, to be a Muslim, to be anything we want in religion in this country. It gives us the right to do that. Being American gives us a right to march down the street and as an Italian or as a Greek or as a Jew or as a Muslim or as anything we want to celebrate our heritage. You can't do that in any other country. But as an American, we can do that. As we keep going down the road we're going, we're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to celebrate your heritage. It's not going to be allowed. We're not going to have those freedoms. They're going to put the clamp on us. Think about that for a minute. Because we're an American, we're allowed that opportunity to worship how we want, where we want, what we want. Because we're an American, we can celebrate our heritage in the manner of which we like. We can put our Italian flag out, our Greek flag out, our Colombian flag out, our Puerto Rican flag out. Anything we want, we can hang out. We can have a Puerto Rican Day Parade. We can have a Columbus Day Parade to celebrate the Italians. We can have a Greek parade because you're Greek. You can't do these things in other countries, especially a socialist country. You can't do these things in a socialist country. You don't have the freedoms to do this in a socialist country. So stop pushing for a socialist agenda. It doesn't work. It's been proven over and over and over again it doesn't work. Stop looking for free healthcare. Stop looking for free education. Because in the end, there is nothing free. Somebody has to pay for it. Somebody has to pay for it. Why penalize somebody that's worked hard all their lives to achieve the best they can achieve? Because they worked hard, you're gonna penalize them because they make millions of dollars? I applaud them for working so hard and for having the fortitude to stick it out and do the right thing for themselves and their family. I don't begrudge them. Why do you? Why do you begrudge them? You begrudge them because they work hard? Get up off your ass and work hard. You can do the same thing they did if you work hard. It's got nothing to do with white or black. There are plenty black, successful, rich businessmen out there. Every other ethnicity as well. If you're willing to put the time, you're willing to put the work in, no reason why you can't do it here in America. No reason for it. Stop blaming race. Stop blaming people because I'm black, I can't do this because they're holding me down. Nobody's holding you down. Nobody's holding anybody down. You work hard enough, you do it. You know what else I'm getting tired of? We're on a slippery slope with this racism stuff. We're on a slippery slope with the accusal of rape, racism, and everything with our politicians. Hey, I don't like politicians any more than you do. I really don't. I mean, I think half of them lie through their teeth. But you know what? When all's said and done, nobody should lose their career because of an accusation. Especially one that happened 20, 30 years ago. You prove it. Bring it up, prove it. Get witnesses, get paperwork, get pictures, whatever you got, prove it. An accusation should not bring somebody to their knees and ruin their career. I don't care about anything else. I don't care. You're a woman? Okay, you're a woman. Oh, you got rights. Everybody's got rights. So does the man. A man's got a right not to be falsely accused. Now, I'm not saying he's being false. These Virginia governor and the lieutenant governor and whoever else over there is being falsely accused. I'm not saying they're being falsely accused. What I'm saying is, if they are dirty, then you bring the wash out and you show the dirty water. Show it, prove it, get a witness. You can't just accuse somebody. You can't just come out and say he did this or someone did this without proof. You can't ruin somebody's career without proof. It's a horrible thing to do. I mean, even with the Kavanaugh thing, we found out months later that those stories were bogus. They were garbage. They were bogus. Didn't happen. Did not happen. Those women should have been arrested and prosecuted. Bottom line. I believe if false accusations are made against anybody, man, woman, child, anything, if false accusations are made by anybody, I think whoever's making those false accusations should be prosecuted in a court of law and get jail time. Because that puts a person through hell. It costs them money, it costs them time, it costs them their reputation, and it could cost them their careers. And I think I think whoever brings those charges and those accusations against somebody ought to be prosecuted for that. It's too easy to accuse somebody. I can accuse anybody of anything. Somebody I don't like, I can accuse them tell them that when I was a child I was sexually abused by them. I don't have to prove anything. I can just accuse them. What proof do I have? I was a child. I have no proof. I have no picture. I have nothing. This man sexually abused me, or this woman sexually abused me when I was a child. What do I have to prove? I just have to accuse. And you know what? True or not true, that person, they're going to look at that person for the rest of their lives. Believe them or not believe them. They're going to look at that person cross-eyed. Prove it. I wouldn't back down. The lieutenant governor and the governor and that other guy with the black face and everything. Listen, that's another thing too. Is it right? Is it wrong? No, it's not right. But, and I'm not making excuses for somebody that does a racist act, blackface, Ku Klux Klan, that stuff. I'm not making excuses for that. But what I am going to say is this. Look at the times. Look at when it was done. Look at how it was done. It wasn't done maliciously from what I can tell by the pictures. It wasn't done to outwardly hurt somebody. It was done in a time when racism was rampant. And it wasn't thought about. It wasn't thought about like, I'm hurting somebody. It wasn't. It wasn't thought about, oh, if I dress up like this, I'm definitely hurting somebody. It wasn't thought like that. It was just done in those times. That's what was done. Was it right? No. But the bottom line is this. Look at the times. That's like they talk about trying to get rid of all the statues of Columbus. He was brute. He was this. He was that. He killed Indians. He did. You know what? Back then, life was brutal. He was a conqueror. He was an explorer. That's what they did. All of them. All of them. So you're going to erase history? That's just what it was. We have to take those times and learn from them, not to repeat them. Can't erase history. Racism was racism back then. Yes, they were. Okay? Times were what they were. Now, if he did it today, in today's times, if he went to a party next month and dressed in blackface, yeah, then you have something to bitch about. Because now it's really not acceptable in this day and time. With the advancements we made in racism and things of that nature, and what's known, and now it's not. Definitely, it's not accessible. Acceptable in this day and age. But back then, that was the norm. What are you going to do? You're going to slap a kid for dressing like a pirate? What about an Indian? Dress up like cowboys and Indians? You're gonna reprimand a kid for dressing like an Indian? That's insulting the indigenous people of this land. Come on. When does it end? We played cowboys and Indians when I was a kid. Played cops and robbers when I was a kid. Army men, we used to have machine guns when I was a kid. God forbid that happens now. You get a kid a toy machine gun. Oh my God, he's gonna be a murderer. But keep that in mind. Don't be so quick to judge. Look at yourself before you look at others. Don't be so quick to judge. And I tell you, think about that. Tell somebody, watch your ass because they clap for the president. That blew my mind. Anyway, but now you get the closing, you get the rebuttal or the response to the speech. What in the hell was that all about? Because it sure wasn't about what the president spoke about. We have this woman that's not in office, gets up, and she's talking about her family and the trials and tribulations of her growing up and being a black child and black family and what they had to go through and how their family's a loving family and how they live the right life, how they're hard-working families and this, that, and the other thing. And, yeah, what does that have to do with what the president did? Then it starts. Then the Trump bashing starts. Then the Trump bashing starts. How Trump, shame on him for closing the government and stopping it. It takes two to tango. First of all, let's get one thing straight. Trump did not shut the government down. He didn't wake up that morning and say, you know what? I think I'm going to shut the government down. That sounds like a plan today. I'm going to have breakfast, have my coffee, and then just going to shut the government down and close the doors. No. He put a budget forward, and in the budget was funding for border protection, $5.7 billion that included a wall. Pelosi yanked the whole thing right out of the budget and then passed it and then sent it on for his signature. He gets it. Where's the funding for the border protection and the wall? It's not there. Well, I'm not signing it because that was yanked out. It takes two to tango. That's what happens here, people. It takes two to tango. So, it shut down. If she would have left that in with the rest of the stuff in the budget, sent it on, he would have signed it, there would have been no government shutdown. Why did Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi have no problem during the Obama administration signing a package for border protection? And the last time we spoke about this here, I put up video, I put a link to video showing how Chuck Schumer was screaming the praises of border protection, how we need it, how we can't let these people in, and how we need a border wall, and how we need this, how we need it. And now all of a sudden, you flipped on us. Now because it's Trump, you don't want to give it? That's what it is. It's because you hate Trump. They hate Trump. Only reason. Only reason. It's got nothing to do with it's not fair, it's not right, it's not this, it's not that. They hate Trump. They don't want to give him anything. That's the bottom line with that. They don't want to give him anything. And it just amazes me. Everything amazes me. Everything amazes me from the look on Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's face to the fact that the only time those women stood up was to praise themselves, and Nancy Pelosi flipping through the papers. Oh, you know why? You know why Nancy Pelosi was flipping through the papers all that time? A little tidbit here. Because when Trump gave all the Democrats a copy of his speech, he left out a bunch of stuff, like all the stuff praising the vets and all the stuff, that little girl that fought cancer. He left all of that stuff out. So when he's praising all these people and talking about all the good partisan stuff he wants to do and what he has done, they didn't have that in their copy of the speech. So Nancy Pelosi's looking for all the stuff in the speech, and she had nothing marked because it wasn't there. And she was just like left in the wind. She had no idea what the hell he was talking about because he didn't put it in her copy or anybody else's copy other than the people that he wanted. That's why it was funny. That's why when he said to those women that stood up and praised themselves, he goes, "No, you can stand because you're gonna like the next one too." Because they had no idea. Because Nancy had no idea. Nancy had no idea what was coming next. That's why he told they could stand because they're gonna like the next thing. Because he didn't put it in Nancy's copy. He's a fox. He's a fox. He knows how to play the game. But all right, took enough of your time. In my opinion, and an opinion of 76% of the people that watched it, it was an approval. Did a very good job. Did a very good job as president. Nancy Pelosi, keep sucking your teeth. Keep flubbing through your papers there. Keep orchestrating your new minions. And Ortiz, God bless the people she represents. I don't know how the hell they did. I don't know what she promised them to get elected. Oh, free everything. That's right. Free healthcare, free education, free this, socialist agenda. That's right. You know, it's. I got people I know saying, "Oh, she's intelligent." Yeah, she might be intelligent. She might be intelligent, but she's still pushing the socialist agenda. You know, she talks a good game. 70% tax on the rich. Oh my God. She wants to go green. How are you going to fly a plane? I'm not going to fly an electric plane. I don't know about you guys. Who's going to jump on an electric plane? Please. Reality. Let reality set in here, people. This nonsense that they talk about. Absolute nonsense. But in any case, I'm done. Everybody, have a great week. It's me, Anthony Fiorinelli, for Discussion America. I'm out. God bless you all. Have a wonderful week.